Get those Cybermen out.
G'day guys, Sam from the Cybermen here. Apologies for the terrible quality. I am using my laptop camera because my webcam and my DSLR are both playing up, which is amazing. But I'm doing a deck profile of my Ginyu Force deck, which I got top 6 in the finals that just happened. It's a cool deck. I went up against some big hitters like Broly BR Swap and Agents of Destruction. And I think if there was one change I could make, I'll talk about it in the video, but there was one change I could have made that I reckon I could have won the whole thing. But unfortunately, I didn't do that, so I came 6th. But I hope you enjoy this, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know what you'd like to see in the comments. Cheers. Alrighty, so let's look at the Ginyu leader. So I went, it was only a, I think, 36-person player event. I went 3-1, only losing to Gotenks. Funnily enough, because that's the deck I normally play. I wanted to do something different, mainly because I'm kind of, I don't know, I get sick of playing the same deck all the time. And I've won 2 events and came 2nd in the finals with Gotenks, so I thought it's time to try something new. With the new expansion cards, this deck is very fun. So Ginyu, everybody knows this card. It was MVP in the Store Champs format last set. When he attacks, you look at the top card of your deck. If it's a Ginyu Force with an energy cost of 2, a green one, you play it and then you draw 1 card. When you have each of the baby Ginyu Forces out in play, you can awaken, and you also awaken it for life. Generally, you get all those out, so you can awaken. Sometimes I awakened in this tournament at 8 life. I beat 2 Broly BRs swap, and I beat what was the last one that I beat? I'll come back to that, I can't recall. When this card attacks, it has the same skill. Then it has a once per turn, choose 1 green Ginyu Force card in your battle area, and it gets 10,000 power for the turn. So it's just a 10k combo without dropping a card from hand. I actually won the game with that skill, one of my games against Broly BR. I kept hitting him with all the Ginyu Force, and then finally got his hand to a very small amount on 1 life. I swinged in with a Ginyu Force, I think it was Raccoon, and I used that to buff him as well as whatever I had left in my hand. Very good generic skill, I think. It can also save them on the field. It means that on defense, your energy is kind of never wasted. If you have a spare energy up, you can use it to stop your opponent from killing one of your Ginyu Forces, which they tend to attack fairly often because of how good the skills of some of those cards are. So first of all, we'll look at my Unison. I run 4 of Demagogue Unison of Sorcery. This is, kind of goes without saying, it's still one of the best green generic Unisons, especially if you want to play a very aggro deck. I don't have time or energy to be paying 2 on turn 2 to play a 2-cost Unison, or I tend to not get up to 4 or 5 energy, so not playing the higher cost ones either. He has the permanent where if your opponent would remove a marker from this card by attacking it, you can take a life instead. Very nice self-awakening. Also, +1, he gets 10,000 power, so you put in play for 1, +1 to get him to 2, so your Freezer and Dormant are active from turn 1, and then you can attack as well. And then he minuses 3 to choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it, and then choose another one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less, ignoring barrier, and KO it. That makes me remember what I beat as the other round. That was Agents of Destruction. That skill came in clutch to get rid of Bubbity. Very strong. It's good removal. You get to remove 2 battle cards and potentially 1 ignoring barrier. It's very strong. So let's go to the next card. Straight into our Ginyu Force cards. I play 4 of the new expansion Ginyu Force card. I was so lucky. I only just got this yesterday. I've been hunting all week for these guys because I wanted to play this deck, and I don't know what I was going to do if I didn't find them. I would have had to try and play Gotenks again, but they're a bit I didn't want to. So have a look at the foil. This is like draft box foiling for anybody who's interested. I haven't done an opening of this set. This card makes this deck so good. The permanent gives it all of your all of the Ginyu Force, the 4 of the Ginyu Forces as a keyword, which means as a character, sorry, which means that this having these on the field helps you awaken. It fills any gaps with what you have, so you can have one of these and then the 3 others, or 2 of these and then 2 of the others, 3, and so on. They don't have unique, so you can have more than one on the field. When you deal damage to your leader, to your opponent's leader, or remove a marker from their unison with this card's attack, you can go through your deck and play a green Ginyu Force with a specified cost of 2, with an energy cost of 2 from your deck, except for this card. So you can't like keep looping it, which is, I'd say, a pretty good thing, because otherwise it could be crazy. This is amazing if your opponent plays a unison, because they can't really do anything. They have to negate or block, otherwise you're playing cards from the deck. Otherwise, even just hitting leader with 15k on turn 2, it's hard. They have to drop 2 or 3 cards to defend that, so not too bad. Amazing card. So then you use him to play one of the Ginyu Force. I'm just going to bring them all out here. So we have 4 Bertas, 4 Guldos, 4 Jaces, and 4 Raccoons. So I run 4 of all of them. I don't run the starter deck Ginyu, which some people do. I feel like maybe looking back, I probably will put that in. It's nice to be able to boost your unison or leader during the attack. So if you can boost your leader to 20k with that card. And it's also not unique, so it's just another good one to put in. So the Raccoon, when you play him, you get to play another one from hand, another Ginyu Force, so him into him, whatever. So usually leader goes into Raccoon, into Guldo or similar. Jace lets you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add a Ginyu Force to hand, and then put the cards back on top of your deck or bottom of your deck, or either, or like so, one on top, one on bottom, in any order you like. That helps set up your leader skill, and it's a great searcher. Guldo, he is probably one of the most vital cards in the deck. He can, in a pinch, he can activate main, drop him from hand, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and rearrange them on the top or bottom in any order. So that is sometimes a turn 1 play if you go second, or a turn 2 play if you go first. It does neg from hand, but at the same time you have to look at it, you're getting a body on board and drawing a card, so technically you're not negging. It's as if you would have played that card. So very good. And then when he's in play, you can look at the top 5 cards once per turn and rearrange. So you want to get him out pretty early and just keep using his ability. Berta, another amazing card. This card, if you could get it out for cheaper in other decks, this would be a good green staple. What happens is, at the end of turn, you untap him, look at the top 3 cards and rearrange them, and then he's a blocker on your opponent's turn. So the best thing about all this, other than obviously getting your leader card set up, is you get to choose what you draw for turn, you get to choose what you draw off the draw ape, and things like that. It's very strong. So we'll just put those to the side. There's your Ginyu Force members. Now we'll get into our Captain Ginyus. We have 4 Ginyu Helix Strike. This card is excellent. This is from the first anniversary box. It was support for the old Ginyu leader, but that leader's too dumb, too crappy to be played. So it works perfectly in this deck. You want to arrange your deck with something like this. Then you can tap 1, place him in the drop from your hand, and then look at the top 3 cards from your deck. Choose a Ginyu Force. Doesn't have to be an energy cost of 2 or a green one, just any Ginyu Force add to hand. But then you may play a Ginyu Force from your hand, if you chose one, with an energy cost of 2. So you can use him to grab another one of him, but then play this guy from your hand, for example. Very, very strong. That's all we use him for. He doesn't get played or anything. It's a very good card. It just means that turn 2, a lot of the time you're awakening with 8 life, because you can afford to get all your Ginyu Force out, assuming you get the right hits, which is pretty simple, pretty easy when you're rearranging your deck so well. I run 2 of Ginyu, Backbone of the Force. I'll probably up this to 3. The only problem with him is if your opponent has ways to clear your board, this guy just becomes pretty useless. If you have one of each of the baby Ginyu Force on the field, including, you could use that as one of them, you can play him for free from your hand. When you play him, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and switch this card with it. Now, that is amazing if your opponent has some big battle cards on the field. Very, very strong. Also, you can just use it as a way to get rid of little blockers and things if you like. And then what happens is you can KO those cards on your side of the field to bring this guy up. Now, you usually grab something, use it, and then KO it and bring the Ginyu, the Body Snatcher, out. He is a double striker. When you play him, all of your Ginyu Force cards get plus 10k, including him. So all these battle cards are then 25ks, which you generally have a fair few on the field. And then he's a 30k double strike. On your opponent's turn, he gets minus 10,000 power. So he's a 10k when he's on your opponent's turn. You're generally not playing this unless you're going for game anyway. So yeah, you play this guy and then you got all your 25ks. Your Ginyus are now looking very lethal, very strong. I did win with this card once. Now I play one of Son Gohan Hidden Might. That's just kind of a tech card just because I really like it in green. I never played it in the tournament. I did get to a point where I could play it, but my other options were better. It's barrier removal, which is nice, and you can also remove a unison marker with it if you like. It's a double strike, but for 3 energy, I think it's for 2 energy, sorry, I would rather play something else, which I'll show you a bit later. My super combo is 4 defending Father Paragus. Don't need to look at that very hard. Then I run, where is the other one of those? Hold on. One moment, please. Okay, I must have dropped it. Anyway, I run 4 Dormant Potential Unleashed. This, again, needs no introduction. Amazing card. This wins games against aggro. The 2 Broly BR decks that I played against, this shut their turns down. I actually ended up stealing my opponent's Broly BR as well, which was really nice with this Ginyu. I run 2 Shocking Death Balls. There's a lot of negates in this deck, especially for an aggro deck, but I knew that in these tournaments, the webcam tournaments, we've seen Gohan so often, so I wanted to make sure I had a lot of defense. Shocking Death Ball, an amazing negate, and then the last negate I have is 2 Max Power Kamehameha. This is good because you can recycle it to use it the next turn, but the main reason I ran this is for things like Sin Shenron, to be able to warp them before I start playing cards, and also it worked against not Dark Broly, against Broly BR as well. Very nice. 4 of Frieza. Again, it's not a surprise that you run these. I kind of wish I ran maybe Zamasu or something, because they just became nothing on the field. I used them to protect my battle cards and things afterwards, but being able to KO the card coming in is very nice. I run 1 of Son Goku Saiyan Instincts. You can get this pretty easily from your deck with Guldo and the rearranging, so you know when you're going to draw, so you only need ready 1. Main reason I've got a few 1-offs in this as well is because you can kind of go through the top 5 and put it in the draw slot where you're going to draw. This is also amazing with these skills. When he's in the drop area, you use Guldo to choose the top 2 cards that you want to draw from the top 5. So you look at the top 5, put the 2 that you want on the top, and then use the ape to draw them. Very, very strong. I ran 1 Blue Impulse. I didn't use this, which has surprised me a lot. I use this in my test games heaps. Blue Impulse is very good, especially against blue decks. Maybe that's why I didn't use it, because I didn't play a blue deck. But against Broly BR, for example, you can kill their Broly, they play another one, and then you use this to kill their whole board. Of course, they can play another one again, but it is negging their hand. I feel like killing the Brolys isn't that bad because your opponent has to neg a card from hand as well as you, plus they're playing the body, so they're negging 2 cards to your 1, which you get back from the warp. This is the card I would rather play for 2 energy. I know it's 1 energy, but Mirror. So every time I had this, I kind of had this guy as well. I could either have a double strike 25k or a double strike keeps K, infinite K. So Mirror won me games. I think one of my games I won with Mirror, and then double strike is nice. Even double strike combined with the leader skill that buffs a Ginyu Force, and then doing that, very strong. The final 2 cards from my deck. One is Fu Shrouded in Mystery. People might think I'm crazy for running that. I've spoken to people about it before. I feel like if you have the room, you just run one of these because it is such a good card. And there's so many stall decks at the moment that getting to 6 energy isn't that crazy, even in a very aggro deck. That being said, I didn't use it today, but I didn't play against anything like Baby or Blue Negate kind of decks or Sin Shenron. So it's a very, very good card. I feel like any deck that I play, I kind of put that in if I can fit it. And the final card was Great Ape Mask Saiyan. I wish I didn't run this. I wish I ran Cell Zeno. If I ran Cell Zeno, I wouldn't have lost the game that I did lose against Gotenks. I would have got game. My opponent killed me that game with Cell Zeno just to rub it in. I didn't run Cell Zeno because I'm sick of that card and I feel like it's dumb. I feel like it's broken. I was trying to take a stand, but in the end, I'm just a little bitch and I wish I did run it. But this card is also amazing. You can get it out for 5 energy, and it's a dual attack triple strike, which is cool, but the main reason I did run it is for the auto, which is when you combo with it, you remove it from the combo area and KO your opponent's card, ignoring barrier. So I ran that to defend myself, didn't use it once this whole time. If I had Cell Zeno, he would have come out in a couple of games. So, what can you do? I'm too emotional about things like that. I get too upset about cards that I think are broken, so I try not to use them. I feel like I potentially had the chance to win the whole event, win the whole finals if I did play it. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll have some gameplay from a testing game I did with this deck as well, if you want to see that. Cheers.
Thanks for watching, guys. We really appreciate your support. Don't forget to like and subscribe, tell your friends, share the video, comment down below, and I'll try to reply to everyone. We have now got a store on our website for all Australian residents. So jump on to www.thecybermen.com/shop and you can grab your pre-orders for set 12, pre-orders for set 13, and a bunch of other fun stuff, including custom mats and things like that. We'll be putting some merch up there as well at some point in the next month or so. So look out for that. Again, thanks for watching.